to the Masters Division, a podcast that brings inspirational stories of Masters athletes who use functional fitness to achieve optimal health through fitness training and healthy living habits. Today's guest is Christian Loyer, a Masters CrossFit athlete from Great Britain. Christian is a YouTube vlogger known as Masters United. In this episode, Christian and I talk about balancing work and training, Christian's plans for the 2018 CrossFit Open, and his advice for dealing with injury and recovery, and advice to people new to CrossFit. Christian, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you, Julie. Finally, we speak.
Yeah. So when we talked the last time, I mentioned to you, I've been following you, I guess, since 2016 now on your YouTube channel.
So you must have joined very early on. I started my channel in April 2016. It's been a year and a half, a year and 8 months, actually, something like that. So you would have been one of the first followers, first subscribers on the channel.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your channel.
Well, my channel is basically it's inspired from Craig Ritchie, who has an amazing vlog, as we know. I met with Craig at the 2016 Open. We had a face-off on 16.3, which I won, by the way.
Yeah.
The master showing the young guy how it's done. In the car we were talking about vlogging, and he suggested, or he said something like, why don't you start the vlog for masters? And I thought it was a very good idea because, I've got a day job. I've got 4 kids, busy like most masters. So my story is not that different from all the masters out there, but I checked YouTube quickly, and there was no one apart from Craig and a few other younger guys that had a channel. There was no masters that was kind of recording their journey. So I decided to give it a go with no experience whatsoever in filming or editing, not knowing how I would come across on camera, quite shy at the beginning, but I just gave it a go with the intention of recording my journey, which initially was to finish top 400 last year, and this year finished top 200 in the world. And just, kind of recording the highs and lows and challenges and constraints of being a master and trying to be also one of the fittest in your age category in the world. And that's what my channel is about, really, trying to record my journey on trying to make it in the top 200 CrossFit Masters this year, 45, 49, with everything that comes along as a master.
Yeah, we're both aging up this year, the 45, 49.
Are you 45, 49 this year?
I will be. I turned 45 in March.
Yeah, cool. But you're not doing the Open, right?
I'm not doing the Open.
Yeah, because of injury. So it's a good decision. It's a good decision. You better recover and come back stronger next year.
Yeah, but I'm still gonna be watching you and watching your journey.
Yeah, perfect. Actually, this year I'm maybe my vlogging format for the Open will be slightly different. Mm-hmm. I will probably record and do one vlog for the entire weekend. So for example, 18.1, I will record bits of I like to do the workouts twice personally. I like to get the feel of them and then improve on the second attempt, which I usually do. So I'm not going to do a vlog of my first attempt and a vlog of the second attempt, which is what I've done last year. Mm-hmm. I will probably do a combined vlog for the weekend. So there'll be an 18.1 vlog, which will be my first attempt and the redo. Just one vlog, basically, just because last year I was doing pretty much 2 vlogs for each Open workout, and even though it's great for you guys in terms of getting content, it's hard work and it takes a lot of time from my side. And so I would say that my Open performance has probably been impacted a little bit by trying to do a vlog each time I turn up to the gym. It takes a lot of thinking time when you're vlogging. I don't very rarely, that's not true, I was going to say I never, but I very rarely write a scenario for my vlogs. I just film it organically, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. I just record the story as it unfolds. However, you always have to think of the camera, the angle, picking up the camera, speaking to someone, and just doing all that impacts on your warm-up and getting ready for the workout and getting in the mindset. So I found it very difficult last year to do the open and the vlogging at the same time. So this year, I think I'm going to do one vlog for every single open workout, which are going to be more like giving you a short update as I go along the way, but not as detailed as it was last year. Because, I mean, my target to finish top 200 is a serious one. It's always a stretch target for me. I always give myself stretch target. Like last year, I didn't finish top 400, but I was pretty close. And if I want to finish top 200, I really need to focus on the open workouts when I turn up to the box.
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to hold on that thought for a second and go back to the beginning. So you're at CrossFit Lutterworth, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And you've been doing CrossFit for how many years now?
I started when I was 40, so it's been 4 years. Actually, I started CrossFit the month I turned 40. I remember June 2013. So it's been 4 years. Obviously, I'm in the 45, 49 this year because the CrossFit Games taking place in July. By that time, I'll be 45 and 1 month old. But I'm right now 44 years of age. So yeah, it's been 4 years.
4 years, but you played football before that, or we call it soccer.
Yeah, I played soccer quite a bit, but my main sport growing up was ice hockey. I grew up in Canada, in Quebec City, and so ice hockey has been part of my life pretty much day and night until the age of 21, when I kind of stopped playing seriously or at the elite level. I broke my knee playing ice hockey in that year, so that's when things kind of went wrong for me. And then for something like 10 years, I did nothing. I got back into my fitness by the age of 31 or 32.
Mm-hmm. So you're starting work, you said, I guess next week or the week after that? Beginning of February? 1st of February. So yeah. How are you thinking about balancing getting the training in, doing all the opens with the brand new job?
Yeah, you know, I was invited by my new company to go to work last week to get some administrative stuff done and get a few first meetings done. And I didn't spend even a full day. I was there from 9 o'clock till 1 p.m. And I came back home completely exhausted. I mean, your brain goes overdrive because you're learning stuff, you're meeting people. It's so exhausting. And that day I had planned to go to the gym and work out in the evening, but I was so tired that I didn't do it. And the answer is I don't know. At the end of the day, I have to prioritize my job. It's what put food on the table and pays the bills. CrossFit is only a hobby and something I enjoy doing very much, but it's not my priority in life. Without my work, I cannot survive, really. And don't get me wrong, I also absolutely love my career. I had an opportunity to go into fitness and maybe opening my own box when I lost my job in December. I could have done that, and I decided not to, because for me, CrossFit and fitness needs to remain a hobby. I don't want to do it as a job. I no disrespect to anyone who owns a box, but I like the mental challenge that my job gives me. It's more involves more work with my brain, and then when I do CrossFit, it's more physical. So I feel more balanced by having my day job, which I've studied, and it's something that I'm passionate about. So I like the balance that the two give me in my life. But to answer your question is, I don't know. I'll just have to go by feel. If some evenings I'm too tired because work has been too demanding, I'll just have to sleep and train a bit less. What I've noticed as a master is sometimes, very often, less is more when it comes to training.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I appreciate about your vlogs, is that you're very open about that balance, and sometimes you just have to take that break. And one of the things that I remember that you just recently did, I think you qualified for the Masters Throwdown or some other competition, and you decided not to go because it was going to be Jamie's birthday. And I was really proud of you for making that decision.
Thank you.
Because that's a decision that lots of people in our age group, we have to make. We have to prioritize family and CrossFit. And I think that's also what makes your vlogs unique. Thank you. What's out there.
Yeah, and I think it makes it unique compared to other vlogs out there. But, you know, as I said earlier, and I guess that's why I've been able to build a following. I mean, it's not a very big following, but it's interesting following nonetheless with all the amigos. And Amiga has 5,000 of them right now, 5,050, I think. Because most of the people that follow me are masters like us. And it's funny because they all very often in the comments say, I can relate to that. It's exactly the same in my life, blah, blah. So people actually like the fact that they can relate to what's happening. And absolutely, this throwdown I really wanted to make, but then realized that the final was on the same date as Damien's birthday. There was no way I was going to miss that. I mean, easy decision, but at the same time, I was a bit gutted. But you know, that's the reality of being a father and being CrossFit master. You will have to make those decisions. Sabrina knows very well, even though I'm slightly obsessed with CrossFit, as you probably can imagine, and most of us that do it are. Sabrina will be the first one to say that, you know, very often if she comes home from work, and let's say she wants to have a takeaway or she wants to go somewhere, and I had planned a training session, I will, no problems whatsoever, cancel my training session, not go and have family time. And I'll just say, you know what, I'll train tomorrow. Tomorrow's another day. I will absolutely make those decisions on the fly. Very often I've canceled training session last minute because why don't we do this or why don't we do that? And I prioritize always family time over CrossFit. Always, always. Maybe it impacts my training a bit, but I don't care. For me, that's more important.
Yeah, and I think kids, I can tell from the kids in our box that when they come and work together with the parents, it just makes the family stronger. And I've seen where you've had the kids at your box too and working out with you.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's something I don't do enough. Not too sure why. I think what I try to do is, because my time is so limited at the gym as a master, I think we can all relate to that. I try to go on my own so I can focus on my workout and be there in a couple of hours, an hour or two. If I train on my own and do my own programming, I can easily be at the gym for 3 hours. So I need to be conscious of the time. Time just flies when you're having fun and playing in there. So I'm trying to limit to 2 hours. So that means that I need to be focused, and I cannot be as focused if the three boys are with me, Ovi, Alex, and Damien. So I don't bring them very often, but it's very fun to bring them, and they get to do CrossFit stuff with me. And my plan in the future in the vlog is to involve them more in my workouts in the vlogging. And I don't know if any of them is going to pick up CrossFit. I'm very flexible in terms of what my children want to do in terms of fitness, or if they want to do it or not. I've always said that if kids want to pick up fitness, it's going to be a proactive decision from them. It's not going to be reactive from me telling them to do it. If they want to pick it up and they come with me to the gym every time because they really want to, then that will be great. But if that happens, then I will record that and kind of vlog their journey as well as mine. I mean, I'm in this vlogging journey for the long run. I mean, I was joking the other day with Sabrina. I'm planning to be 75 or 85 and still be vlogging. So why not, you know? Yes. I'll be out with gray hair and say, hi amigos and amigas, how are you doing? Let's do a workout. I don't know why I'm making that voice, but I guess that's how I'm going to sound when I'm older. But it's my plan to keep vlogging, and by then, you know, my boys will be in their 20s, maybe even 30s. So the channel is there to stay. I mean, I might even give the channel to them, so one of them carries on with it. So yeah, it's really fun to bring them, but I don't bring them enough, and that's mainly because I have so much limited time that when I go to the gym, I try not to be on focus, because, you know, 3 kids running around in a CrossFit gym, it can be a bit unsafe. So, you know, I need to keep an eye on them. I cannot do an MM 40 minutes and keep going, because there'll be something that's going to stop me somewhere.
Yeah. So Open's coming up, what's it, February 28th?
22nd.
22nd?
Yep.
22nd.
I'm pretty sure it's 22nd.
22nd. And then we've got regionals. Did you go to regionals? Did you go watch the regionals last year?
Not last year. I went once as a volunteer, I think in 2014. Mm-hmm. I was on the road team changing the bumper plates on the ground floor. Man, that was exhausting. Yeah. I've not gone to the regionals since then because my focus has been going to the games. I mean, my focus in the sense that I was saving money every year to go to the games, which I've done twice now. This year, because we are going to see my family in Canada, and we have a holiday in Greece, just a normal beach holiday in June. I cannot afford a third week to go to Madison again. Mm-hmm. So this year I'm not going to the games, but I'll be going to regionals in Madrid. Actually, it's in Berlin this year, actually, in Germany. So I'll be vlogging my journey there, but not the games. So slightly different approach this year.
Yeah, I went to regionals last year as a volunteer, and it is a lot of work, but it was so much fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is so much fun.
Yeah, enjoyed it as well. It is a lot of work, though. It's very exhausting. Sorry, I just dropped my garden peas bag, frozen. I have always a bit of a hip problem, so it's on my right hip right now.
Just to
reduce inflammation, as we speak.
So thinking of that, how's your health going?
Yeah, good. I broke my knee playing ice hockey more than 25 years ago now. That's not true, maybe 23 years. Anyway, something like that. And that right knee always bothers me. My right leg is smaller than my left leg as a consequence, muscle-wise. It's always painful. It doesn't move as well as the left knee. So when it comes to snatching, clean and jerk, wall balls, pretty much everything that requiring CrossFit, except things like pull-ups or toes to bar or muscle-ups, my knee gets very inflamed with high repetitions. But that's the problem. CrossFit involves high repetition. So I'm always with that pain, and I also have an ice pack on my knee right now because I try to reduce inflammation on a regular basis. Overall, I had been vlogging about my free testosterone and how low it was, almost to the level of me needing testosterone replacement therapy and that kind of stuff. But I've been working very hard on trying to influence that naturally. So I've been reducing the coffee intake I have every day so I can sleep better at night, which is a big input to producing more testosterone. I've done lots of research in terms of which supplements to take, and I thought it was very knowledgeable, but I've learned a lot, and I've started taking brand new supplements to help me improve my testosterone. What else? I mean, I've tried to reduce my life stressors, which impacts also testosterone production for men and even for women. And one of those things is to vlog a little bit less. At one point, I had made a vlog that I was stopping to vlog, and I really meant it, but there was a very bad reaction from subscribers. Yeah. But I decided to carry on vlogging. I promised at least one vlog a month, but it's been very varied. I mean, in some months I've done like almost 8 vlogs, 2 vlogs a week anyway. January so far, I've done 2 vlogs, and I might do one before the end of the month, so it'll be 3. So it'll be something like 1 to 2 to 3 vlogs a month. It'll be much less. I just can't do more. I wish I could, but with the day job, the kids, the focus on my training, family time, it's just not possible. I wish I could do more and have a full-time job doing vlogging, but I'm not sure if I would actually only do vlogging, because I do like it, but I do love my job as well. I do love my CrossFit. For me, it's vlogging is another hobby. I love it, but I just can't quit everything to do vlogging only.
Yeah, I mean, that's totally understandable. So I want to wrap things up a little bit. And first I want to say thank you for your advice when I reached out to you and told you about my injury. It was very helpful in deciding not to do the Open this year.
Good. Great to hear.
And I'm feeling really good about that decision. Yeah. So thinking about that, people who are our age, starting to get into CrossFit, what advice would you give them about getting into CrossFit and the balance of it and how focused to be and all that?
Good question. Take your time, patience, take your time. Don't stress out. We are older. In our brains, we think we can learn as fast as the younger guys, but we can't. Muscle memory has been crystallized for us, sometimes in bad ways. Take your time, work on your weaknesses, every week. And by doing so, a year down the line, you'll be surprised at the progress you've made. If you look at it too closely, week to week, you will think you're not making progress. But when you look down 6 months down the line, you go, wow, I can do 10 unbroken bar muscle ups. I never thought I could actually do one when I started CrossFit. This is my example, for example, because I kept working at it every single week. Be patient, be patient. Muscle memory will come, but it just takes a bit longer. It takes us longer to recover. And if you're too tired, listen to your body. Just don't go to the gym. I do that very often. And I like to think I do quite well in the CrossFit world overall for my age category. And if I don't train, then that's it. Sometimes I like to say that sometimes the best training session is the one you don't do. So take your time, be patient, work on your weaknesses every week, and you'll see the progress down the line.
Great. Well, I really thank you for taking some time. I know it's probably lunchtime for you down.
No, it's 3 p.m. now, so mid-afternoon. I've had my lunch already.
Okay. Well, thanks for talking to me. We'll be in touch. And where can people find you on YouTube and Instagram and all that?
Yeah, YouTube, my channel is called Masters United. If you type it up, it's youtube.com/MastersUnited1. And the same on Instagram @MastersUnited1, Masters with a S. And that's my two main social media outlets, Instagram and YouTube. What I will say is, because I'm vlogging less, I put a little bit more content on Instagram, combining sometimes in the stories or in my posts. So Instagram is a good way to follow me. YouTube, I will always keep doing the vlogging there. So that's obviously a good place to follow my journey.
All right. Well, we'll be talking to you soon.
Thank you very much, Julie.
All right. Thanks for listening to my interview with Christian Loyer. If you'd like to learn more about Christian and follow his journey to place in the top 200 males Masters athletes, head over to YouTube and visit his channel, Masters United 1, or follow him on Instagram @MastersUnited1. If you like this podcast and would like to learn more, visit our website, www.themastersdivision.com, or follow us on Instagram and Facebook @TheMastersDivision. You can also follow us on Twitter @TheMastersDiv.